So your wife, your partner, she's in menopause? Bro, listen carefully. This is not a mood swing, it's not a hormonal glitch, and she is not someone to medicate or manage into silence. If you're new here, I'm Michael. I help you up spiral your life. If you're into that, follow me and click the link in my bio. Your partner's menopause is an initiation. For most of her life, your partner's creativity was tethered to her biology. Even when no child was on the way, her system was nonetheless organized around blood cycles and the potential for new life. Now her obligation to bleeding and potentially pouring herself into the raising of a new life is gone. All of that creative force that can actually create new biological life, it doesn't vanish. No, it gets liberated. And what used to be bound to her body turns outward. Her perception expands and her intuition deepens profoundly. And she becomes visionary and she starts to see into the wider spiritual field in a way that uninitiated people never see. She becomes preternatural and she can track what's happening between words and hear truth before it's even spoken. And she becomes less tolerant now of illusion and nonsense because those things now, they burn. And this is not decline, this is expansion. And this is exactly why modern culture pathologizes menopause and calls it a medical condition that needs to be managed. Because when a woman is no longer biologically obligated to reproduction, she becomes dangerous to systems built on control. She's suddenly no longer automatically compliant, and she's no longer available for chronic domination. So modern culture tells a fictional story. It says menopause is a deficiency and a diminishment of who she was. Without fertility, she's less. It says menopause is a disease-like state that's unavoidable. Because calling it a disease is a desperate attempt by modern systems of domination to lock down and prevent the rise of the divine feminine. Welcome back, divine feminine. You were missed. Menopause is the rise of the divine feminine. It's a spiritual initiation so powerful that it elevates her above the brittle modern systems of control and domination. And by elevating her, menopause threatens those systems. Because a woman who's had a full-blown spiritual awakening is impossible to manage, or gaslight, or scare. And this is the divine power that has long been feared by patriarchy. Not her fertility, not her youth, but her rise into vast spiritual perception without a biological leash. Listen up, if you try to handle her with fixes or prescriptions or patronizing concern, you'll fail. And if you ask for the old version of her back, you're asking her to amputate herself. My man, your role is not to try to contain this phase. Your role is to open your heart and witness her power. So go get cleaner in your life, get more honest, and drop the performative masculinity. And stop confusing control with leadership. Because your menopausal woman is not becoming less, she's becoming way less controllable. And if you have the courage to stand beside that kind of spiritual power, you'll discover a depth in yourself you never knew. Because human systems aren't designed to sustain gender inequality. You never see gender inequality in traditional indigenous cultures. Because traditional indigenous societies know that suppressing fully 1/2 of the strength and intelligence of their community is moronic. It leads to malfunction and societal brittleness and a global decline of the community. So bro, if you want to feel your own native strength in a way you've never felt, if you want to feel the real you, the real ancient power inside your own body, and open your heart and your mind and your life to the divine feminine woman who's being initiated by fire right beside you. And if you diminish her in this process, if you medicalize her menopause, then you also diminish your own rise into your native, authentic, ancient power. Because we are relational beings designed by nature for gender equality. You'll only find your own potential and greatness when you hold space for her to find hers. Write greatness in the comments to remember that human greatness, it's a collaboration. Greatness in the comments. Like the video, follow me, and click the link in my bio. I'm enrolling a unique program in manifestation right now. In that program, we teach you the many ways that collaborative relationships are the foundation for you to up spiral your life. Vibrant beings, have a great day.